Good day, everyone. So, now I am going to discuss to you the causes of visual impairment. So, first we have here uncorrected refracted errors. So, uncorrected refracted error is the most common cause of visual impairment and the second leading cause of blindness in the world. So, this happens um, when the eyeballs grows or reduces in length, or when the cornea change shape, or simply because of the person's age. Refraction is when the eye bends light so that it can pass through the sections of your eye, the cornea, the lens, and eventually in the retina, which is the thin light thin and light sensitive tissue of the back of the eye. So in order to process what we see every day, the brain needs to receive messages from the retina sent to the optic nerve. If your retina doesn't receive light rays because there is an error, it won't be able to pass messages to the optic nerve and then to the brain for interpretation. If this happens, images can appear blurry or unclear, resulting in vision loss. Next is the cataracts, a condition or state of cloudiness in the lens into a distorted or incomplete vision because of neurological vision loss of both eyes. Okay, this happens when there is yellowing or whitening of the lens of the eye. And cataracts are common to the persons with as people age. So common ni sa atong mga lula og lulo. So kanina ang cataract, it is painless. It is a painless clouding at the internal lens of the eye. Because of the yellowing or the whitening in our eye, they block light from passing through the lens. Cataracts make it difficult to see clearly and can even cause blindness over time. Cataracts are progressive, meaning magka-worse siya over time. So if dili ni siya matreat largo, it can cause to blindness. Next is glaucoma. Due to the blockage of the fluids that normally circulate within the eye, deficiency in formation of eyes. So, glaucoma is a condition that damages your eye's optic nerve. 'Di ba? Pareha sa gingon ganina sa uncorrected refracted errors, ikan sa retina mupas siya og message adto sa optic nerve, then ang optic nerve na mupas sa image adto sa brain para ma-interpret. Pareha sa cataract sad, glaucoma gets worse over time. It's often linked to the buildup of pressure inside your eye. And that pressure, which is called the intraocular pressure, can damage optic nerve, which sends images to your brain. Most people with glaucoma have no early symptoms or pain. Next, diabetic retinopathy. Cause, disease of diabetes. Diabetes' unusual interference with the blood supply to the retina may result in serious vision impairment or total blindness. So diabetic retinopathy is a diabetes complication that affects eyes. It's caused by damage to the blood vessels of the light-sensitive tissue at the back of the eye, which is called the retina. At first, no symptoms, only mild vision problems. Next is the corneal clouding. It occurs when the cornea becomes scarred. This stops light from passing through the cornea to the retina and may cause the cornea to appear white or clouded. Ang cause ani niya are the following: infection, injury, corneal abrasion, or scratch or swelling of the eye. So matreat ni siya either patching the eye, temporary contact lenses, eye drops, of if worse na jud, need na jud siya og cornea transplant. So mangita og donor for the cornea. Next, age-related macular degeneration or AMD. Vision change that can gradually create blurry vision over time. So kani siya usually common or begins at a person if the person age 55 or older. So mga kasagaran maigo ani nga disease ang condition is atong mga lulo or lola. AMD happens because it affects the central part of the retina, which is called the macula. Next, childhood blindness. So blindness sukad pagkabata or pag-anak. This is because of the number of causes that range from generally determined and congenital conditions to micronutrient deficiency or the lack of vitamin A and infective conditions such as measles, ophthalmia, neonatorum, and rubella, to conditions requiring specialized surgical treatment such as childhood cataract, glaucoma, and retinopathy of prematurity. Next, we have infections. So the most common infectious cause of blindness is called the trachoma. It is caused by the obligate intracellular bacterium called Chlamydia trachomatis. Next is stroke. So after a stroke, you may have difficulty with visual processing or your ability to make sense of what you see. The most common visual processing problem after a stroke is visual neglect, also known as spatial inattention, which can affect your perception of things around you as you may be unaware of objects to one side. So, unaware ka sa objects nga naa sa pika side, ari either left or right side. This happens because nerves from our eyes, each eye travel together in the brain. So both eyes are affected. For example, if the right side of your brain is damaged during a stroke, the left vision in each eye may be affected. So kung ang left side sad sa brain, ang right side sad sa eye vision ang maapektuhan. Kung ang both, pero rare case raman nga in a stroke, both sides of the brain are affected. If ever mahitabo na nga rare case, it can cause blindness. Next, prematurity. Okay, prematurity when a baby is born nga dili pa niya kabuanan. So premature. The smaller a baby is at birth, the more likely that baby is to develop ROP or retinopathy of prematurity. It is caused blood vessels in the eye to grow abnormally and spread to the retina. So ang retina gyapoy maapektuhan. So next is trauma. Traumatic brain injury can cause problems with your vision. With your vision. So, next is transfer of genes associated from the parents. So, visual impairment can be genetic or sa kaliwatan. So, nakoy mga kailasad nga daot silag mata kay mausad ilang mga kaliwat, mga daoton silang mata. Okay, carelessness adopted by pregnant mothers. So, ang visual impairment is pwede makuha nimo sa bata or sa kata while napa sila sa tiyan sa ilahang inahan. For instance, dili healthy ang lifestyle sa mama while gabuntis sa bata. Na vices, sigarilyo, muinom, or even illegal drugs. And then, pwede sad nga wala niya na take or ang mga necessary nga vitamins nga gi-require para ma-healthy ang baby. So, next is mishaps and incidents. So, it is unplanned or undesired event or an unlucky accident nga nahitabo lang siya, unplanned. And next, unfavorable conditions such as starvation and malnutrition, so especially sa mga bata. Nutrition deficiency, hunger, starvation or hunger, wala nila nakuha ang mga necessary vitamins and nutrients to keep their body healthy. So, maka-apekto po ni sila sa ato ang vision. Next, eye infections and eye diseases. So, mention na to ganina, tong infection like trachoma nga maka-apekto sa ato ang vision. Next is improper posture adapted at workplaces. So, importante day pod no nga we keep the right posture kay improper posture maka-apekto sa atong vision. Especially sa mga kabataan no. Kabataan like us nga magtanaw og cellphone, perting duula sa mata, magtanaw computer, ang posture bisag unsa na lay porma, so maka-apekto day pud na sa atong vision which can cause visual impairment. Next, reading, writing, and working in defective and improper lights. So, ani ra ba pud kong mag-cellphone ko nga ngit-ngit nga walay laing source sa suga kundi ang light from the cellphone din ang surrounding wala ngit-ngit na paong na ang suga. So di na maayo kay makadaot siya din na sa atong mata. So kung magbasa ta, magsuwat ta or natin trabahoon, we have to make sure nga ang room is well lit. Okay, next is the characteristics of visually impaired children. So first, cognitive characteristics. Lowenfield 1973 has described the impact of blindness or low vision on cognitive development by identifying basic limitations in the child in the following 3 areas. So these areas are a range of variety of experience. When a child has a visual impairment, experiences must be gained by using the remaining sense, especially touch and hearing. So, kay naman siya problema sa iyang vision, sa iyang pananaw. A child can experience things sa other nga sense niya. Kay maglisod man siya og kakita sa things kay blurry or unclear ang vision niya, so ato siya mag-realize sa iyahang sense of touch and sense of hearing. Next is the ability to move around. Vision allows for early and free movement within the environment, but blindness or severe visual impairment restricts such movement. So a child is restricted to move around, to explore because of his or her impairment. So, ang iyang paglihok-lihok and to explore the surroundings is only limited because of the impairment. Letter C, interaction with the environment. Because visions allow for quick gathering of information at a distance, people with difficult vision have immediate and direct control of the environment. Ang people with visual impairment is maglisod siya ni kay maglisod man siya og tanaw, ilang vision is dili man clear or blurry. So ang pag-interpret sa mga images nga makita is dili paspas. Kay for example na ay a child with visual impairment na siya makita, di mo siya kaklaro, need pa jud kayo niya duulo, need pa jud kayo niya tutukan para lang maklaro niya kung unsa na ang butang. So mo na disadvantage ug luoy kayo ang bata nga naay visual impairment. Next is the academic characteristics. The impact of visual impairments have no cognitive development likewise affects the development of academic skills, particularly the areas of reading and writing. So, because there is no cognitive development, maapektuhan sad sa visual impairment ang development of the child in terms of academic aspect or academic skills. Um, for kay nga naman, because blurry, unclear, og dili kayo klaro sa bata ang mga objects around him, especially beginner pa siya, then or grade 1 or nasa kindergarten, kaya maglisod siya klaro sa mga letters nga naa sa board. So it is hard for the child to determine or distinguish letters nga makaila. So kung lisod nga dugay niya or lisod niya para mailhan ang mga letters, of course maapektuhan iyahang reading skills, maglisod pud siya og basa because reading and writing mag-uban man jud na sila.